Okay, in this session, we will discuss about the speed torque equations of a DC motor. Already, we have discussed about the working principle of a DC motor. That is, how the current carrying, when you place a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, it will experience a force, and due to this force, a torque will be developed which will generate the mechanical power. So it is basically a very simple thing, that is converting electrical power into mechanical power. Okay. Now it's same like in the case of a DC generator. In the case of DC motor also EMF is induced. Okay. Whereas in the case of DC generator you call it as generated EMF. In the case of motor we call it as back EMF. Okay, so we will discuss why this is called back EMF. The equation is the same. If you see the equation here, it is the same. That is phi Zn by 60 into P by A, where phi is the flux, Z is the number of conductors, N is the speed in RPM, that is revolutions per minute, into P by A. P is the number of poles and A is the number of parallel paths. Okay, so first we will discuss the concept of back EMF. Okay, now let's see the equivalent circuit of the DC motor here. So here you can see this is the voltage or electrical input which you are giving to the DC motor. So this is plus and this is minus. And here you can see that the current, that is the current which is flowing from the supply, is, we can take it as IL. That is IL represents the line current. Okay. Now this is the same current which is entering into the armature. Okay. So here I have taken it as IA, which means in the case of DC generator, if you take, the current is leaving the armature, right? Whereas in the case of DC motor, we can see that current is entering into the armature. That is the difference. Okay. So because in the case of motor, we are giving the electric power, so the armature current, it is flowing into the armature. Okay. Now there is another voltage which you can see here, which is represented as VB. This VB we call as a brush drop, and usually the voltage drop across the brushes comes to about 1 to 2 volt. Okay, 1 to 2 volt. Then you can see the resistance RA, that is the armature resistance RA, and due to the resistance of the armature there will be a small voltage drop which you can represent it as IA into RA, that is the voltage drop across the armature. So how many sources we found now? That is the input voltage V, then the brush drop VB, then the voltage drop across the armature, that is IARA. Then after that comes the back EMF. Here you can see the back EMF. Back EMF is nothing. It is the EMF induced in the motor when it starts rotating. That is when the armature starts cutting the magnetic flux. And the polarity of the back EMF is given by plus minus. Okay. Now let's apply Kirchhoff's voltage law and write the equation for this equivalent circuit. So applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, we will get the equation as, we will start from the input voltage, that is V. Okay. So V, this is plus and this is also plus. So it will be V minus VB minus IA RA minus EB is equal to 0. So this is the equation which we get after applying Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now usually we can ignore this brush drop. Since it is very small, we can ignore it. So from that we will get the equation as this equation. V is equal to, if VB is ignored, then the equation will be EB plus IARA. Otherwise you can write the equation as V is equal to EB plus IARA plus VB. This is a very important equation and you call this equation as the voltage equation for a motor. Okay, so this is a voltage equation of the motor. From this equation, we can find the expression for EB also. So EB will be V minus IARA. Usually we ignore the voltage drop across the brushes. So normally what the expression for back EMF is EB is equal to V minus IARA. Okay. ARA. Okay. Next we will move on to the next concept, that is what is the importance of this back EMF. Okay, or what is the role of this back EMF in regulating the speed of a DC motor? Now here you can see the expression for the back EMF, that is EB is equal to 5 Zn by 60 into P by A, right? And from that equation you can see that this Z, that is the number of conductors, is constant. The 60, of course, it is a constant, and these two are constants, right? Which means back EMF is directly proportional to flux into speed. Flux into speed. So this is also a very important relation. Or you can write like speed of a DC motor N is proportional to EB by 5. So that means speed and back EMF are related, right? That is, when the speed increases, that means back EMF increases, because both are directly proportional. If the speed is less, back EMF will be less. If the speed is more, back EMF will be more. This is a very important relation. Okay. Now again we have learned another expression for the back EMF, this expression. See here, EB is equal to V minus IARA. From that we can get the expression for the current. So IA is equal to V minus, that is input voltage V minus back EMF EB divided by RA. This is another expression. So from this relation what we find is that when the value of back EMF increases, what will happen to the armature current? Current will reduce. That means they are inversely proportional. So we got two relations actually. So which are the relations? That is speed and back EMF. That is speed and back EMF are directly proportional, or you can write it as EB is directly proportional to the speed. That is the first relation which you got. What is the second relation? EB is inversely proportional to the armature current. That is, when the back EMF is more, that means that armature current will be less. Okay, so these two are very important equations. Now next we will see why we always, that is why the statement is used. That is, back EMF acts like a governor for a DC motor. That is, it is something which will control the speed, or this back EMF is something which makes the motor a self-regulating machine. Okay, that is, it always generates or always try to give the required load torque, okay, by controlling the speed. Okay, now there are three cases which we will discuss here. That is, the first case we can take like a motor is operating on no load. Okay, when the motor is operating on no load means only very small torque will be required, right? And that torque is used for supplying the friction and the windage losses. Okay, and if you see that equation under no load conditions, what will be the relation between back EMF and voltage? See here the relation. This is the relation. So in this relation, if this is very small, that means back EMF will be approximately equal to the applied voltage. That means a very high voltage will be applied to the DC motor in case of no load condition. Okay. Next, case 2. Now just think that the motor is loaded. When the motor is loaded means it has to provide power, mechanical power to the load. So you need more torque or more current. Okay, so in order to increase the current, so what will happen? That we have to see. Okay, so the first thing is like when we just think that the motor is loaded and we need an increased torque. Okay, so for increasing the torque, we need a larger current to flow through the motor armature, right? So because torque is proportional to the current. So if the load requirement is very high, then in order to increase the torque, the current has to be increased. Okay, now what about the back EMF? We have learned the relation that back EMF is inversely proportional to the current, right? So when the current is increasing, let us just think that the current is increasing, then back EMF, what will happen to the back EMF? Back EMF will reduce, right? Now what about the speed? Speed and back EMF are directly proportional. So that means the speed will also reduce. Okay, so this is under the condition when the motor power requirement or motor load requirement is high. Okay, so when the motor is loaded or when the load demands more torque, the current will increase. Accordingly, back EMF will reduce and the speed will also reduce. That means the motor will continue to slow down. Okay, so motor runs at a very lower speed when the higher torque is required. That is the case number 2. Now let's move on to the case 3. What will happen when the load on the motor falls? That is, there is no more demand for a very high torque. That means if the torque has to be reduced. Okay, so if the torque has to be reduced, that means current has to be reduced, because torque and current are directly proportional. So when the current is reduced, what will happen to the back EMF? Back EMF will increase. So what will happen to the speed? Speed will also increase, because back EMF and speed are directly proportional, right? That means when the demand for the low torque is less, the motor will run at a higher speed. Okay, this is why you call it as the back EMF like a governor, or it regulates it, or it makes the DC motor a self-regulating machine. Now in simple terms, you can say that based on the load requirement, motor will run at the required speed by how? By controlling the back EMF, by adjusting the back EMF, by either increasing or decreasing the back EMF, the corresponding speed can be obtained. Okay, so this is the concept of back EMF, and why you call the back EMF as a self-regular, why you call the back EMF as a governor, or how the DC motor act as a self-regulating machine. Okay, now let's move further. Next we will see the power equation for a DC motor and the maximum condition for the power developed in a DC motor. So already we have learned about the voltage equation, right? So what is the voltage equation? Voltage equation is given by V is equal to EB plus IARA plus VB. So this is a voltage equation. Now if you know the voltage equation, very easily you can write the expression for the power equation, right? Because power is equal to V into I. So multiply both sides by current. So you will get V into IA is equal to EBIA plus IA squared RA. Now this equation you call it as the power equation of a DC motor. Now we will see the various components or various terms in this equation. And this, what is this? V into IA. That is the input voltage into current, which actually is the represents a power which is supplied to the motor. This is the power which we are giving to the motor. Now what about this EB into IA? That is back EMF into current. This is actually the power which is developed in the motor armature, which causes the rotation of the, or which generates a mechanical power. So we can say that the mechanical power developed by the motor in the armature is given by EB into IA. Okay, what about IA squared RA? This is the power loss or copper loss, okay, which occurs in the armature of the DC motor. So from this we can write the expression for the mechanical power developed by the motor is given by, this is the expression. From this we are getting this expression, that is PM. PM represents the mechanical power developed by the motor, that is equal to back EMF into current, which will be V into IA, that is the input power which we are giving to the motor minus IA squared RA, that is armature copper loss. So we discussed about the voltage equation and the power equation of a DC motor. Now next is, what is a maximum power, or what is a condition for developing maximum power in the case of a DC motor. For that what we will do is, first you write this expression, that is mechanical power developed is equal to EB into IA, that is equal to VIA minus IA squared RA. This equation already we learned. Okay, now we will differentiate this equation with respect to current IA, then equate it to 0. Okay, so we are differentiating with respect to IA, and the expression we get is V minus, because this will be 1, so V minus 2 IARA equal to 0. From that we will get the expression IARA is equal to V by 2. So this is, we can take it as equation number 2. Okay, now just substitute this in our original equation, that is back EMF is equal to V minus IARA. So you substitute, instead of IARA, you substitute it as V by 2. So finally the expression, or final expression what we get is back EMF EB is equal to V by 2. What is the meaning of this? That is, in the case of a DC motor, maximum power will be developed when the back EMF generated is equal to half the applied voltage. Practically this is not implemented, but still this is the condition for getting the maximum power in the case of a DC motor. Okay, now we can draw this. If you draw this, you can see that at this point the maximum power is generated, and at this point back EMF EB is given by V by 2. Okay, so this is about the back EMF and maximum power relation. We will review the topics which we have learned today. First, we discussed about back EMF. What is back EMF? And the back EMF is the EMF which is induced in the case of a DC motor. We call it as back EMF because it opposes the applied voltage, and we wrote the expression for the back EMF. And then we discussed that back EMF and speed are directly proportional, whereas back EMF and current are inversely proportional. Then we learned that back EMF makes the motor a self-regulating machine, that is based on the load requirement. Back EMF will increase or decrease accordingly, increasing or decreasing the speed. Okay, that is, we discussed three cases: no load condition, that is more load, less load. Three cases we considered. Then we derived expression for the power equation from the voltage equation. Then we found the condition for developing maximum power in the case of a DC motor, that is when back EMF is equal to half the applied voltage. Okay.